going on, everybody? Welcome into the stream. Kind of a tough time to stream just because, we're in an interesting situation with the 4 p.m. game. So overall, also, I need to switch my microphone over to my actual microphone. So hopefully that now sounds better than what it did before. But yeah, so obviously today there's games going on right now, so it's kind of tough to stream. But we're going to be here. We're going to give our, 20 minutes of analysis before the Ravens play the Broncos. And then, as always, we will get back right when the game ends and we will stream. And there's going to be no games on. Maybe the end of like the Seahawks Niners or maybe the Bucks or not Bucks, the Rams Cardinals game will be on. But for most of that time, we're going to be waiting for Sunday Night Football streaming. So it should be a lot of fun. Make sure to come back for that. But Joshua, Le'Veon Bell is active. Kind of ironic. Tyson Williams was in the thumbnail, but don't have time to change it, so I guess that's where we're at. But what are you thinking for today's game?
Man, so I will say I'm definitely glad that Le'Veon is active. I mean, we've been calling around week 4, week 5 that he should be active to play. So it's good to see him, on the active roster. The only thing I do not agree with is having Tyshawn Williams not active. I feel like he's been there since day one. He's definitely proven that he should be, continuing getting reps. I feel like the odd man that should have been scratched was Devontae Freeman. But hey, yeah, I agree with you, JB. Like I don't understand it. I don't understand the reason behind the healthy scratch. I don't know. Is it because of the fumble? But you can't keep on hurting a young man's confidence like that. I continue to say it. He shows that he can get the job done. He shows that he loves to do what he do, and we have shown that we like what he. We've shown that we like what he does, as far as being a hard running guy. Carrying the power with him. Just being one of those old school style of running backs that we know and love. So definitely love to see Le'Veon, but I'm very upset that Tyshawn is not going to be able to play.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same thing. It's just for me, I've read some things from the Ravens and how they've said like they feel like he's missed a lot of running lanes and rushing lanes, and that's maybe one of the big problems that they felt with Tyson was him not hitting the right holes that they felt he should hit, as well as the pass blocking. But Joshua, I'm with you. I'm with JB here. Devontae Freeman has not been good. I understand that if the Ravens were like, oh, we want to start Latavius Murray, he hasn't been amazing, but I would accept it. I feel like he hasn't been bad. Like I haven't seen too many plays where I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Devontae Freeman's had multiple plays where it's like, what are you doing? He's trying to do way too much. He's DTMing, whereas Tyson, in general, he's been playing pretty well, but that means we get to see what Le'Veon Bell is going to do. And I see Julian says maybe they're trying to put Tyson on a pitch count for the end of the season. That's the only reason I can think of. Use the old heads at the beginning of the season, keep fresh legs at the end. Maybe Abdi-Hassan, I think you're right. Williams is in the doghouse. And somehow he's going to have to prove to this coaching staff that he needs to get out of that doghouse so they can use him. And what I'm really hoping for is I hope Le'Veon Bell comes out and he has a massive game. And if he has that massive game, it's going to be very difficult for Tyson to get back into that rotation. Now, if Le'Veon Bell doesn't have a big game, if the Ravens run game really struggles and they're like, hey, we need Tyson, that could be very different. But I don't know. What do you guys have questions for, all that type of stuff? Before we get into this game, we only got about 15 minutes. Pretty short stream that we can do. But I see Spooky J says, we should have traded for C.J. Henderson, the first-round pick. I want to say he went to the University of Florida by the Jacksonville Jaguars last year. Traded him to the Panthers after J.C. Horn got hurt. I'm with you. I was like,
I agree.
They sent Tommy Tremble, I want to say, and like a third-round pick, maybe it's even a second-round pick. And I was like, the Ravens could afford that. Right. They should have. I felt like they should have pulled that trade. Like, yeah, I know we have Marcus Peters, but like, he'll come back. We have Anthony Aver, but like C.J. Henderson was a first-round pick and was seen as the cornerback with the highest potential in that class. That's why he went so early. Get him in the building. Like, give him 2 years, even if he doesn't play right away. Like, get him in the building. Let him develop under the Ravens because the Ravens can develop corners actually very well. So, yeah, I was shocked when he was traded for that little. I don't know. Are you with me on that, Joshua?
No, I definitely agree, man. With everything that's going on, especially with us getting the injury bug, and the injury bugs hits us most between corners. I would say wide receivers and a little bit of offensive linemen. This running backs. I would say this is more of new, but as far as like offensive line, wide receivers, corners, those where we usually get our injury bugs. But to have somebody like CJ Henderson's in the house, man, I definitely would have loved that, man, because now you know the questions come up this offseason. Do we bring back Marcus Peters? Do we give Anthony Averett an extension? Deshaun Elliott, do we bring him back? Stuff like that. You got to weigh those options out. And I feel like with Deshaun Elliott being out this game, and I'm pretty sure they're going to probably start Brandon Stevens, in the back. That may, if he plays well and he builds on these Sundays, I don't know. Deshaun Elliott, after the season over, he may not get what he's trying to get. And I mean, I definitely love the joke. I love the intensity that he brings. But I mean, when it comes to that safety position, we're looking for a ball hawk. But when it comes to a corner, we're looking for somebody to complement, Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, and I see a great question right here from Julian asking, who do you think the Broncos are going to make the focal point of their offense today? I think it's going to be the run game. Who do you think?
Is Philip Lindsay still there?
No, so it's Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams are their running backs.
I was a big Philip Lindsay guy, man. I like what he brought to Denver last year. But I definitely can see them using the running game for the simple fact, we have been struggling the past 3 weeks, containing running backs.
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of the biggest name that they have on offense is definitely Courtland Sutton. Mm-hmm. I feel like the Ravens will try and take away Courtland Sutton and make the other guys beat us. Tim Patrick, Noah Fant. Noah Fant could very well be a big focal point of this offense because he's a tight end and the Ravens struggle covering with their linebackers. So maybe we see some Jimmy Smith on Noah Fant today, which I feel like could be a really good opportunity. And then Anthony Averett on Tim Patrick. And then see if they can really stop the run. So Denver's missing both of their starting guards. I know Quinn Miners, a guy that I really liked in the pre-draft process out of Wisconsin Whitewater, but I'm very curious to see how they run their offense. They're going to run their offense, I think, pretty similar to how they normally do. Try and not make mistakes. Let the defense be good. That's how they run that team. They're not going to try and push the ball deep down the field. They're not going to try and do anything flashy. They're going to try and be fundamental. 4 yards of play is their goal.
And I mean, we got to remember who they got as the QB. Big shout out, to the Louisville guy. That's paved the way for all these other Louisville guys. Teddy Bridgewater. Man, and he is he's an official general when it comes to leading the team and leading the charge. So I definitely feel like they're going to use that run and pass game efficiently. Teddy Bridgewater's been in the league. He knows how to read the defense. He can make some smart decisions. He's not going to overdo it. He's going to do enough just so his team can win as well. So, I'm definitely looking forward to see what they're going to do. And I'm definitely looking forward to what our defense is going to do in response.
Yeah, and Lisa says, mark my words, you're going down, Teddy Bridgewater. Our defense is coming after you, so watch out. Yeah, I feel like the Ravens are really going to try and bring the pressure today. I feel like they should have done it last week in Detroit. They started off the game bringing a lot of pressure, and it worked. I was very confused why they stopped doing it, and that allowed Detroit to get back in the game. I feel like they're really going to use Patrick Queen's skill set in blitzing. They're going to let Justin Houston go crazy. Hopefully Calais going against some backup guards is able to get in. Yeah. I feel like they're really going to try and send a lot of pressure, make Teddy Bridgewater be dynamic, do the extra thing, because if Teddy Bridgewater is sitting in that pocket, he's going to make an accurate throw and he's going to get that first down.
Agreed.
Make him be a playmaker, because Teddy Bridgewater typically doesn't lose you a game, but he typically also doesn't win you the game. It's not like, oh wow, Teddy Bridgewater brought him over the edge.
He can do it. He gives you enough, but if he makes a mistake, you have to capitalize on it. Just like you said. Yeah. It's in the Detroit game, man. I'll say this. I'll give ups to their offensive coordinator because they ran schemes to free up Jared Goff. When you got an over pursuing defense, what do? Screens, dump plays, play action, and that's what they did. That's what made them freeze up a little bit. but at the same time, you still have to be Wink. He can't go away from what this defense is made of. I mean, we made of being hard hitting, man to man coverage, getting at the quarterback, stopping the run. So you definitely got to set that tone. Yes, sir. Most definitely.
All in. And I see Joe says Brown catching today will win us for Lamar because Lamar's been hitting his receivers in the back of the head. Yeah, Lamar's been playing great. Lamar's made a lot of great passes that just haven't gone the way of the Ravens. But I feel like they're focused on getting those receptions. I feel like Hollywood is a great bounce back game type of wide receiver. So I feel like this could be a big game for Hollywood. We're in Denver. The ball travels a little bit farther. If Hollywood Brown is on that deep ball, Lamar maybe puts it 50, 60 yards in the air. He's able to run down to it, catch that ball, get a big play. I really think that the deep ball will be a focus on today's game. I know Denver has a very good secondary, but I feel like Denver, first and foremost, is going to try and stop the run.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, they're missing a lot of key pieces. I know Bradley Chubb's not playing. I'm not going to take anything away from Von Miller. Von Miller is still all-time Pro Bowl defensive end. If he lines up on Villanueva's side, who knows how that may go. But shout out to Patrick McCarry because Patrick McCarry has been holding down that right tackle position.
Absolutely.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that to Hollywood. We can't take away the Twitch channel, man. Come on, man.
Oh yeah. And I just think that, looking at this Denver team, like I'm afraid for Vaughn, just because he's probably going to be going up against Alejandro Villanueva. Tough matchup for him right there. And hopefully the Ravens are able to go out there and utilize Lamar Jackson's legs. I feel like they haven't been wanting to run him as much because the game that they ran him in, the Chiefs game, by far the best game they played all year.
Yeah.
Run Lamar Jackson. I understand he's got his back's bothering him a little bit. You don't have to, give him all the runs in the world, but let him get outside the pocket. Let him, run the ball to the outside, run some read option, and let him check the ball down to Le'Veon Bell in the flats. Get Le'Veon on some routes. That's one of the biggest things I want to see today. Let Le'Veon run routes.
I was just about to ask that. So since he is activated, do you think there may have been a little extra package ran specifically for him just for the sense we know of what he can do outside the backfield in regards to a passing game?
I feel like it. I feel like the Ravens have looked at him. They wanted him to get into shape. I feel like they've got a lot of plays for him. I feel like he knows the playbook. He's got to know the playbook by now. I feel like he's got them all down. But I feel like they've recognized, hey, in these situations, like this is a Le'Veon play. Throw him in the slot. Yeah. Let him be a diversion. And then maybe we got Hollywood coming on a drag route with Le'Veon running a 10-yard in or something like that. And let Le'Veon be a big time, decoy as well as just a playmaker on this team because that's what he is. And he hasn't had, I'm a huge Le'Veon Bell fan. I felt like his first year in New York, I felt like he actually played really well. The issue was they had no offensive line. They had no wide receivers and Sam Darnold got hurt and it just became, oh no, I can't even remember who the quarterback was. Was it Bryce Petty? Was it the old Washington State quarterback? Can't remember his name was. Luke Falk it might have been.
May have been.
Really bad quarterback play. And so he didn't get that opportunity. Then he goes to Kansas City where it's like, oh, they've got a great offense. Yeah, but they don't use their running backs well at all. And so it's like he really hasn't had a good opportunity since Pittsburgh. And I'm really hoping that he's able to get back. He's not going to be 2016 Bell. I'm not saying that, but he could be, a pretty decent version of that player.
Yeah, I just need a solid running back, that can contribute to the run game and the passing game. And honestly, with them activating Bell today, I hope and we talked about it. I hope it's not a Dez Bryant situation where we activate him and we get everybody hyped and don't use them well. So I mean, with them making Tyshawn inactive today, I do believe he's going to see a lot more reps right behind Latavius Murray because I feel like Latavius going to be number one, Le'Veon would be number two, then Devontae Freeman would be the number 3 back, hopefully. Woo!
Lisa wants our score prediction. She's got a massive game.
I like the numbers. I like the
Lamar
numbers.
Jackson. What are you thinking, Joshua? I feel like this can be like the last question. Guys, comment your score predictions down in the comment section. What are you thinking, Joshua?
Right now, I'm gonna say 34. I'm gonna say 34-10. Ravens way. Come on now.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna say 27-20. Baltimore. I think that's my score prediction right there. I feel like get some big field goals. Do we get a Tucker 70-yarder? Possibly.
He went 1 for 2. He went 1 for 2 during the prep, during warm-ups today.
I think he hit from 72. He was short from 75, is what I heard.
Yeah, like I feel like Courtland, if Marlon Humphrey is on Courtland Sutton Sutton, he may get that one where Marlon just he just don't turn around quickly, but he's draped all over him. He sometimes gives up those big plays. I mean, it happens. That's football. I feel like if the Ravens offense, if they run the ball, use all our weapons, passing game, and we stay away from Patrick Surtain, the second, I think we'd be okay. I'm not really worried about Von Miller. They missing a lot of pieces on their defensive side, so I'd rather take my offense against their defense.
Yeah, and Adidas over under first 7 offensive plays. Does Lamar try a deep shot to Hollywood? I don't know if it's to Hollywood. I feel like the Ravens will try and go deep early. And JB says, gotta respect that Denver secondary. I agree. However, I feel like beginning of the game, everybody, their whole offense at the beginning of the game is stack that box. And then once the Ravens start passing, then they start backing off. And then that's when the Ravens need to start rushing the ball. I feel like maybe the first play of the game should be some sort of play action. They don't actually have to throw it, but get Sammy deep, get Hollywood deep, get one of them deep. Don't have it be Devin Duvernay. Please do not have it be Devin Duvernay. Just because I like Devin Duvernay. Get him running over the middle of the field. Get him on a slant route, an in route or something. Run him on a crosser, but get some sort of deep post or deep fade or deep 9 that Hollywood or Sammy can run, because I want to see them try and get the ball down the field and show, hey, we're not afraid to go out there and be dangerous.
The creativity for the passing game is getting a little better. Only thing, it reminds me of last year when I see 2 wide receivers in the same spot where Lamar threw that interception last week. But other than that, it's getting a little better. I see the progression, and I feel like it's going to get even better when Bateman gets on the field.
Yeah. All right. I feel like that's going to do it for the pregame show. I just want to give you guys, hopefully you guys I got a new camera. I think it looks a lot better. I don't glow in the camera nearly as much. I actually look like a normal person. I'm not like a ghost. I feel like it looks a lot better. I've got a green screen coming, so you guys won't have to look at this horrible mess behind me every time. So that stuff should be improving, but thank you everybody for coming to the stream. Make sure to come back after the stream. That's when it's going to be a lot of fun. Analyze it if the Ravens win. Talk about what went wrong if the Ravens lost. And I highly doubt there's going to be a tie, but if there is, we'll talk about that too. But thank you everybody for coming in. See all of you after the game.